In this video, I'm going to show you how to use some terminal and CMD commands to automate some simple tasks. So here on the right, I have some files from file 1 to file 10. These files are inside my test folder. And here on the left, I'm in my test folder, but using the terminal. So you only have to open up the terminal or open up the CMD to follow this video. Okay, first, we're going to use a command named ren. And to do that, we only write ren. And with this, we can use this command. So on the CMD, we can write just ren. But if you are on the terminal, as I am right now, you have first to install brew to use this command. So first, go to this website and then copy this code that says here. So I'm going to leave this website in the description, and you only have to copy this code to install Homebrew. So once you have this, you paste this code and you run this code. In my case, I'm not going to do that because I already have brew installed. And once you have brew installed, to install this command, you write brew install ren. And with this, you install this ren command. All right, once you have this ren command, you can use it. And the ren command helps us rename files in our system. So to do that, we only write ren. And let's say I want to rename the file name file1.txt that I have here. So to do that, we only write file1.txt, and then we write the name we want. So we, for example, write file11.txt. So on the left, I have the original file, file1.txt, and on the right, I have the new name of this file, so file11. So now I only have to press enter, and as you can see here on the right, I have file11.txt, and it has the same content as it had before. Okay, and that's how you rename the name of one file. But now, what if you want to rename the names of multiple files? So here I have multiple txt files, and let's say we want to change the extension. So we want CSV files instead of txt files. So if we want to do that, we can use again the ren command. So we write ren, and now instead of writing what we had before, we have to use some special characters. So in this case, I'm going to use the asterisk, which is a wildcard that matches any number of characters and even an empty string. So with this, I match all the characters, and now I use .txt. And with this, I say match any txt file that is inside this folder. So great. With this, we have all the txt files. Now, if we want to change this extension, we write *.csv. So this will be enough if you're in the CMD. With this, you can get the job done. You can convert txt files to CSV files. But if you're in a terminal, as I am right now, you have to do something else. So instead of using this wildcard character again, you have to use this hash sign and then number 1. So we cannot use the wildcard character here on the right, but we have to use this reference. And this hash sign 1 indicates that we want to use again the first search pattern that we found here. So in this case, the asterisk. All right. Also, we have to add this quote if you're on the terminal. And with this, everything is ready. So now we're going to convert txt files to CSV files. So we only press enter. And as you can see here on the right, we have that all the files are now CSV. And now, what if we want to add a prefix? So we add, for example, the word my and a hyphen. So instead of just saying file and the number, we say my hyphen file and the number. So let's do that. So here we can use a similar command, but now instead of saying that txt, we write that CSV. And now here, again, this hash sign 1, that's CSV, but now we add the prefix mine. So it'll be something like this. So now I press enter, and as you can see here on the right, we have all the file names, but now we have the mile hyphen added. By the way, this particular command that I use here only works on the terminal. If you're on Windows, you have to use a different one, which is a bit longer. And I'm going to leave this in the description, or I'm going to put this here on the screen so you can use it also on the CMD. Okay, now let's see another command. And this command is going to help us concatenate content in different files. But first, I'm going to get back the name of my file I had before. So it was my file 1. I rename it to 11, but now it's 1 again. So it's as it was before. Great. Now I'm going to show you this command. So this command is called type on the CMD and cat on the terminal. So this type command or this cat command allows us to concatenate the content in different files. So first I'm going to show you how this works. So you only write type or you write cat, and after this you have to write the name of the file you want to use. So I write here my -file 1.csv. So both cat and type have multiple functionalities, and if you only write cat or type and then the name of the file, you're gonna get this. You're gonna see the content of the file. So here in my file, my -file 1.csv, I only have the words 1 and 2. So this is the content. So that's what cat and type do if you only write the name of one file. So that's great. But now let's see how to concatenate the content in multiple files. So let's say we want to concatenate the content in file 1 and file 2. So here we only write cat, my file 1.csv, and then the name of the second file. So my file 2.csv. So now if I press enter, we'll see that the content of file 1 and file 2 is here. So this 1, 2 belongs to file 1, and this 3 and 4 belongs to file 2. Great, but so far we only displayed the concatenation, but this concatenation isn't actually saved in one file. This concatenation is not saved. So to save this concatenation, we have to do something else. We have to write this, and also we have to add this sign. So this sign allows us to create a new file. So if I write this and now I write new file.txt, we get all this concatenation in this new file. So it's like we're exporting all this concatenation to a new file. So now we press enter and we see that here on the right we have a new file .txt. So this has all the content that we want, and we can check that content by writing cat new file.txt, because as you might remember, this cat or this type allows us to see the content of the file. So we press enter and we see that we have here 1, 2, 3, and 4, and all of this was saved in this new file.txt. Great, we learned how to concatenate the content of two files. But now, what if we want to concatenate the content of all the files that you see here? So we want to concatenate the content of all the files that are CSV files and also that start with the word my hyphen. So let's do that. So we write first cat or type, and then we write my, and then file, as you can see here. And then I use these asterisks, which is a wildcard. And with this, I'm picking any number that is here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9. Then I write .csv. So with this, all the files here that starts with the words my hyphen file will be selected. And now I write here this, which indicates that I want to create a new file. And now I'm going to name it final file.csv. So all the concatenation is going to be exported to final file.csv. Great. Now I press enter, and now we have a new file named final file.csv. So let's see the content of this file. So we write cat or type, and then final file.csv. Here I didn't write it correctly, so final, and okay. Now we see the content, and we see 1, 2, which belongs to the first one, 3 and 4 to the second one, and the rest belongs to the remaining files. So here we concatenated all the files from file number 1 to file number 10. And something you might have noticed is that we have this hello world in the middle. And this is something weird because the concatenation should have done ascendant, so 1, 2, 3, and so on. And this happens because this hello world belongs to this my-file10. And even though this is number 10, this number 10 starts with 1. So in the order, when we concatenate, it starts with my file 1. And I believe the computer, the next one that it picks is my file 10. And then it continues with 2, 3, and 4 because 1 is less than 2. So that's how it understands. So you have to do additional things if you want to get this hello world in the end of this concatenation. So that's something that you should keep in mind. Okay, something else that we can do with the type and the cat command is append the content of one file to another file. So let's say we want to append the content of file 2 in file 1. So instead of creating a new file, we're gonna put all the content in an existing file. So to do that, we're gonna write either type or cat. And now if we want to add the content of file 2 to file 1, we write first my file2.csv, and then we write this sign. But instead of writing only once, we write this twice. After this, we write my-file1.csv. So with this, we're saying append the content of this first element to this second element. So remember that 2 of these signs is for appending and 1 is only for creating a new file. Great. Now if we press enter, we append the content of file 2 to file 1. So now let's verify this, and I'm going to use cat to show the content of my-file1. So with this, we see that this file now has the content of file 1, which is 1 and 2, and file 2, which is 3 and 4. And with this, we successfully appended the content of file 2 to file 1. All right, now let's say that we want to add the current date to the name of the file. So instead of just saying my-file, I want to include the date in the format year, month, and date. So we know which is the current date. So here we can do that again with the ren command. But here we have to use also the date command. And to get the date in the format year, month, and date, we have to write this. So date plus %y, %m, and %d. So if I press enter, we get this date in this format, and this only works on the terminal. So unfortunately, I didn't find a way for this to work on the CMD. So if you know a way to do this using the CMD, let me know. Okay, once we have this, to include this date in the name of the file, we only have to write ren, and then first we have to pick all the CSV files that have my hyphen, and to do that, we write my hyphen file, and then we use this asterisk to pick all the files. So my file 1, my file 2, and until my file 10. So with this, we get all the files, and here I can use that CSV, but it's not necessary. I think we could do it like this, but just for the sake of this video, I'm going to leave it with this clean structure so you can understand this much better. So now we can rename this and use here the date. So now I write here these quotes. I use this hash sign 1, and with this I'm reusing this pattern that was matched here by this asterisk, but here I have to add my hyphen file, and well, with this we get this pattern. Okay, now it's time to include this date command here. So here we only have to write this, and here I added this hyphen to separate the name of the file with the date. And after this, I introduced the date command, and this is the date command. So you only have to write date and then write the format that you want to use. So you have to write all of this, and once we have this, I add that .csv. So .csv, and with this we're gonna get my file, and then the number, so 1, 2, 3 until 10, and then hyphen and the date. So I press enter, and with this we get the current date in this format, so year, month, and day. And that's it for this video. In this video, we learned how to automate some simple tasks using Terminal and CMD commands. Hey, thanks for watching this video. Don't forget to give it a like and subscribe to this channel for more content like this. That's it for this video. I'll see you on the next one.